Now it's time for another segment of Chakotays Odyssey featuring the adventures of Janeway.
Okay. Is this a good one? What's it called?
Season 2, Episode 8 is called Persistence of Vision.
Well, at least the name makes sense.
This one was pretty enjoyable, actually.
Oh, good.
It's another one where they seem to be doing this season where they're just focusing on one character each episode.
Okay.
This one is Janeway's episode.
Well, there's no time.
So the captain finally gets her own episode.
He's even doing all this stuff with Harry Kim and Jess and
She's
Neelix.
back. She's back to her sort of big bun hair.
Oh.
Keeps changing it back and forth.
Maybe you can grow it out quickly in
So-
space. I don't know.
The episode starts off, she's walking down the corridors
Yeah.
towards the camera West Wing style. And it goes for a long way. And
Like
they're just...
speed walking.
No, they're not speed walking, but it goes for a long stretch that they have to move that camera.
That's cool.
So she's walking down there. People keep coming up to her with stuff. You gotta do this, Captain. You got.
Yeah.
No, there's stuff that she has to take care of, but she's not delegating it to other people.
You know what's
She's
missing?
kind of taking too much on.
Yeah, you know what's missing in Star Trek? The captain should have an assistant, a personal assistant. That's what's lacking, I just realized that. Because there's too much for their schedule. They never have a personal assistant, but really they would.
All she needs to do is just designate more of her duties to the XO so that he can do more. Because he's mostly just sitting there all the time anyway.
Or Tuvok, he does nothing.
He just surrenders a lot and sits around being boring. So all these people are coming up to her, and finally, I don't know if it's Neelix bothers her about something really dumb about his kitchen.
He needs a new ladle.
It's something dumb like that. And eventually she just snaps.
Oh, good. She snaps on Neelix.
Okay, she starts just getting angry and yelling at everyone. And it's the doctor who becomes the mini doctor in this one. He ends up being like 4 inches tall.
Oh, I do remember him being tiny.
There was one where he got squished down.
Yeah.
In the first season,
this one?
they were trying to get him to project him into engineering.
Right.
And he came out about 4 inches tall. And then Janeway had to get on her knees and talk to him.
They haven't got their hollow emitter fixed yet. They haven't invented it yet.
Well, hopefully they do, because then the doctor puts her on leave because she's stressed out and orders her to go to the holodeck immediately.
Oh, there you go. So the
for rest and relaxation.
Well, to be a nanny to children.
Yeah, so that's exactly
restful.
where she is. She's back in ancient England.
Oh my god!
In the dress with the corset and the hair and everything.
Doesn't know how to relax. I think this is the problem.
Apparently that's relaxing for her, but we start to learn why she wants to have this program.
She doesn't have any children.
It's because it starts to get steamy.
Oh!
Okay, so that's what she's using the holodeck for.
That's what I thought. She was looking after children.
The stern and angry landowner there that she's looking after the kids for in this simulation
Yeah.
can't keep his hands off her.
Oh, weird.
So
Okay, that's...
we found out what she's using that holodeck for.
Oh my god.
Which makes me wonder, isn't that what everyone would use the holodeck for?
No, I think they would pretend to go to Ryza or something. That would be more, instead of being like dressing in those weird clothes
still,
and that's just obscure.
Ryza's that nude planet, isn't it?
Well, it's the holiday planet, yeah.
Which means that anytime someo's in the holodeck, they gotta scrub that thing down and disinfect it, okay?
Okay, well, she's looking after children and liking the landowner.
I
Okay,
wonder
that's
whose
just
job that is
strange.
on the ship.
When you're not in there, it's dangerous, right? It probably just burns up in a flame and then resets.
Anyway.
The thing is dangerous, man. Anyway, okay.
So it starts to get steamy,
Yeah.
but she gets called away to the bridge. Darn her.
Oh,
Okay.
she didn't get to relax. She's on leave.
Yeah, so she has to... They're doing a first contact with this alien race that they want to trade with.
Is she dressed in the weird clothes still?
No,
That would be
she
funny.
changes.
Oh, see, that would be funny. They lost opportunity there.
No, it's only the captain that orders everyone else to do that.
Oh.
When she's like, get here, it's get here now. When if someone else says captain to the bridge,
she
she's
gets
like,
to go change.
I gotta change and do my hair
she
first.
does her hair like up even when she gets tousled in an emergency. She makes sure to have
So
her hair done.
what if there's like half an hour or an hour between like the time you call her and the time she gets to the bridge?
You take those garments off from the 17th century.
But also probably Kirk and Picard would do. Well, Picard would do the same thing with the holodeck. Kirk didn't have a holodeck.
Well, Picard didn't have to worry about his hair. Anyway.
So she has to meet with the envoy before they actually get to their space.
Okay.
To see, because they just want to pass through. That's what it is.
Oh, okay.
They can try and trace, but they ask permission to go through the space, right?
To go that way.
So, and she kind of keeps getting more stressed out. And as you watch it, you're sitting there, okay, so suddenly she's starting to hear things.
That's really stressed out.
Okay? She's starting to hear the voices of the characters from the holodeck.
Sounds like she's getting like turning schizophrenic.
And then she's in the mess hall arguing with Neelix over something.
Yeah.
And she sees the cup. He gives her a cup, and it's the same cup that she was using in the holodeck. That's part of the program.
She's got a mental illness.
She's like,
now.
oh, that's just a coincidence, right?
Right.
And then she sees the same sandwiches that were in the holodeck. Well, as you know, Neelix always make weird alien food that all the crew complains about.
Like cucumber sandwiches or something.
That's what it was, cucumber sandwiches. So she's, after those two things, oh, that's definitely a coincidence. But then she starts hearing the voices, and then she starts seeing the characters.
One's going insane.
Yeah. So what do you think would be the smart thing to do in this case here? What would be the first thing you do?
Go to the doctor?
Yeah, go to sickbay, right?
Right.
So what does she do? Nope. Go in engineering.
To the holodeck? At least that would be the second choice.
Yeah, she goes to the holodeck to try and figure out if it's working right or not, but she goes to engineering to run a scan or something.
Because there's no science officer, that's why.
But also it comes back to the point that she keeps trying to do everything herself. So this is the Janeway stressed out episode. Why they call it this weird persistence of vision, I would just call it Janeway stressed out.
She needs a personal assistant.
Anyway, this keeps happening. And she does go to sickbay.
Right.
And she starts hallucinating.
Oh my god.
While she's there.
Did she eat poison?
No, she falls asleep in sickbay. But what happens is we see her doing something else and then just gets out of hand. And then we see that she never left sickbay. She's just hallucinating and having, terrors in her sleep. When people get
stressed out, they don't normally hallucinate.
But then she has another vision while she's sitting there in sickbay.
Okay.
And doctor's like, what is going on? Because she's just talking to nothing, right? But then who comes in? Superpowers Kess comes to the rescue.
Oh, and she's a doctor now, I'm sure.
She's got her weird space elf telepathic powers.
Her Spidey sense.
That we never see. And it always does something different each episode when we see it.
Sweat in this one?
No, but she saw this vision.
Oh, so she's seeing the weird English people too, and the cucumber sandwiches.
Yeah, and it's this weird English kid. It's kind of looking at her in the Shining style. Remember with the twins?
Yes.
And then it moves towards her and fades into her.
Oh God.
And Kess sees that happen.
So the holodeck is acting up again.
Yeah, you're thinking, what is going on with this?
So what happened?
And the captain just keeps getting worse and worse.
Neelix put some like ergot or something in the soup.
You'd think it would be his cooking, or Harry's clarinet gets infected with a space monster, possesses it, and then him playing it, makes Janeway go crazy.
Anyway,
I don't know.
So why was she crazy?
Well, hold on. Before I get to that, she keeps getting crazier and crazier. So Chakotay has to take over.
Yeah.
And they eventually have to, you got to stay in sickbay. You can't go anywhere else. Chakotay goes to meet up with these new aliens because they get to the edge of their space. And they go to meet up with the ship. And the ship just... They're talking to them and the guy's like, your captain's not here. We have very strict protocols, so they attack them. Which makes no sense.
He is acting captain.
Yeah, so the guy doesn't accept that. He's just being a dick, and suddenly these two ships decloak, and they got 3 ships after them.
They're like the Romulans.
And as they're trying to fight them and or get away,
Yeah.
everyone starts having visions.
Oh, not everyone.
So now it's affecting other people too.
Okay, it was or got in the soup.
And what happens is eventually everyone's just standing there catatonic.
Oh, great.
And it keeps affecting more and more of the crew members.
Is it this
and they're just
nebula
lost
space,
in this vision.
This space that they're in?
It keeps affecting more and more people, and it goes through each crew member. B'Elanna's trying to set up like some kind of sensor spray. Some kind of tachyon burst or something. You know, some kind of energy burst that she's doing with her science.
Yeah.
And it follows her for a while, but then eventually she gets lost in her kind of visions. And what everyone sees is they're being shown what they want, what they want the most. So for some people, it's they want to be back home, right?
Right.
And for other people, it's they want to. For some people, it's a nightmare, though. For some people, it's people they hate yelling at them. Because Tom Paris, he's up on the bridge with Janeway at one point.
Yeah.
And he keeps seeing his father.
Oh.
And he wants to yell at him all the time.
Great.
So it keeps going through each crew member. But get this. So B'Elanna's working for a while. And when she starts going into her vision, we see her dark secret, what she really wants, but she won't admit to anyone.
What?
Okay? She starts getting steamy with Chakotay.
Chakotay?
Yep. She's all over.
Paris.
She's all over that. Okay.
Oh, that's just creepy.
That must be
He's
why.
Like her dad. Anyway.
I don't think there's that big of a difference between their age.
And she's from the Mach. He's like her dad. Anyway, that's just weird.
Anyway,
they're not getting anything right.
Each character goes down one by one, and we see them get sucked into their vision.
Okay, how does it stop? What does the doctor do?
I think the doctor he can't do anything, but he's yelling at Kes at the end because she has her magic space alpha powers that are never quite defined. She's the last one after it goes through everyone else. You know, also, by the way, the first one out when this starts happening to all the crew is Tuvok.
Right.
He's gone. He's the first one gone. He sees his wife and he's like, this is not logical, but I'm totally for it. It's great. He's the first
he's
down.
Like the security officer.
He's useless as a security guard officer. We've seen that many times, and this proves our point. So the last one is Kes. And several times she starts to go into it.
Right.
And then she'll fight back.
Right.
Whoever it is. At first it was Tom Paris trying to get her to help him.
Right.
Because she knows he has feelings for her.
Oh.
And she sees him injured.
Right.
Okay? But she has to leave him even though he's screaming for help.
That's alright.
And the second time it's Neelix. But eventually the doctor helps her just by the doctor screaming at her from the view screen to get her to finish it. Shoots out the burst.
Oh, yeah.
And what happens is suddenly the burst hits an alien that was on the ship.
Oh,
who was cloaked.
Oh,
they couldn't see.
And he was making them go crazy.
Yes. And also, he made those other ships that they saw. That wasn't real. That wasn't real.
Oh, it wasn't even real.
It was all in their head.
And he was following Janeway, I guess, at first, because he liked the captain. Okay.
He was targeting the captain first.
Okay.
And so what happens is, they go to arrest him. Okay. Because they got him, and he's like, yeah, that's great, but I'm not even here. And then he just disappears.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just in your head right now.
They need that technology.
Okay. And then the ship just flies off and disappears as well.
And that's how it ends.
And he doesn't tell them whether it's
no, he doesn't explain it.
Whether it's telepathic or whether it's technology.
Right.
He doesn't say anything. And he's like, I don't have to explain anything to you or what I do. And then he just leaves.
So they didn't even have to ask anyone about the space. That was all made up. Anyway, okay.
They didn't say. But everyone on the crew is now shocked, and they're in this weird state.
They don't have a science officer. They need to send Tuvok for retraining. No one can figure it out.
But now everyone there is going to have mental health problems.
Oh, I guess so.
And one of the things I noticed is they said before that they were down to their food reserves were down to 30%. We never see them having to like cut back on anything. We never see lights out.
Yeah, you know, they never. That's the problem with
the ship
show.
should be busted
and,
up.
Like when there is a problem and Janeway's hair is all messed up, and the next scene her hair is perfect. Like, they're a bit, and then when this ship gets destroyed, the next scene, it's perfect.
Things should get worse and worse each episode.
It's not, like, realistic. Yeah.
It doesn't follow good continuity. I don't like that.
Or they should have to go to these planets to gather algae off the rocks or something, you know.
Anyway, so the reason I like this episode, it's because just this alien guy being a dick and robbing people, whether it's superpowers or whether it's technology, and he's just doing it because he can, and he don't give a damn.
Oh, well.
And then they're all victims, and now they have to live with it, so everyone's...
He's spying on them, too. What a creepy guy.
Yeah, but how does he know their thoughts and what they want, so what to show them?
I don't know.
He doesn't explain it.
Oh, well.
Anyway, I thought it was quite an interesting episode, and you get some good info on each of the characters, so you get some good character development, I found.
Okay, that's good.
And that's another episode of Chakotays Odyssey, featuring the adventures of Janeway.